Hello everybody, we got ourselves another one from the boy. That's Drillmatic 101. This is Horrific Gruesome Deaths in Chicago, part 51. Till Death Do Us Part. I'm guessing this is going to be all marriage-related issues. Ah, yes. Love and hate, so fucking close to one another. And often quite just as explosive. Let's see what's up, shall we? Yes, and do us part. Estrella Carrera. On May 11th, 2012, 26-year-old and mother of two, Estrella Carrera married the father of her younger child at Chicago City Hall. The couple had dinner with a family of friends that night and they headed to a nightclub, which they left around 4 a.m. on the morning of May 12. On the way home, the couple got into a heated argument in her husband's black 2006 four-door Maserati. Her husband then fatally stabbed her multiple times. Damn! Just off rip. Just boom. Instant. Didn't even have time to get into relationship trouble. The day of the marriage, bang. What the fuck, man? I mean, I'm sorry, but there is such a thing as not knowing who to pick. Because there had to have been some signs that homeboy was a little too trigger happy. You feel me? Stabbed her multiple times in his car and dragged her body into her apartment. Her body was dumped in a bathtub at her apartment, and she was still wearing the same silver dress she wore to her wedding. Bro, imagine getting stabbed to death in the fit that you got married in by the motherfucker that you got married to on your wedding day. Fuck, man. Look, man, it's some people, man. If they didn't have bad luck, they wouldn't have any. Carrera was meant to pick up her children from family members on May 12th, but she never showed up. Her family members then reported her missing to police. Her body was found inside her apartment on the afternoon of May 13. Just one more look at this beautiful woman before I go further.
Right now, in the field, joining me live, Gene Casares, legal correspondent in session. Gene, what happened?
Nancy, they had just gotten married, and then after that, it was time for the celebration. They went out to dinner. They got a limo. They went to a nightclub, and then everybody disbanded about 4 o'clock in the morning. That's the last time anybody ever saw Estrella. She was found in her wedding dress in the bathtub, and her husband, he took off.
How to act guilty 101.
In his $115,000 Maserati.
That's a lot of money. And this must be the son of a bitch. Arnoldo Jimenez.
You know, so many women dream of the moment they walk down the aisle. It's the beginning of happily ever after. And in those vows, you typically say, till death do us part. Little did this bride know, till death do us part meant only about 12 hours.
Real shit, man. Like, usually when it comes to, like, marital violence, it's like, it takes a couple of years to settle in at least. Like, I want to know what shit her and this Jimenez motherfucker were having before, right? Because there had to have been this shit doesn't happen just out the blue. There had to have been like some kind of sign. Was there like some sort of abuse that she was ignoring? That's what I'm wondering.
We're taking your calls. Unleash the lawyers. Joining me tonight out of Chicago, Kelly Sandon, former prosecutor, Renee Rockwell, defense attorney, Atlanta, Mickey Sherman, defense attorney and author of How Can You Defend Those People? All right, Renee, the groom is on the run.
Again, how to act guilty. Like, bro, like, you are telegraphing to the world that you did the shit by running off. I mean, and he's not going to be that hard to find, because how many people got a fucking Maserati? That's just out and about in the town, right? I mean, it's not like, it's not like it's Miami nightlife, you know what I'm saying?
That's my interpretation. He hasn't been seen. He can't be found. Last seen in a Maserati. Well, why isn't he with the family? Why isn't he grieving? Why hasn't he met with cops?
Why can't he be a victim also, Nancy?
Fuck. Get the fuck out of here.
See, just because he's not around doesn't mean he hasn't fallen to some kind of disaster also.
Oh. Okay, I've said this before. I don't knock defense attorneys for defending their clients, right? You know, it's what they're supposed to do, and it's a vital part of the system. I will take issue, however, with a motherfucker just blindly defending somebody who's not paying them. Like, is this chick just trying to be contrarian for the sake thereof?
He's in a big, nice car. He could have gotten kidnapped and taken away. Just a thought.
I'd like you to put Miss Rockwell up when she spins her tails on national TV. There's absolutely no evidence, not a scintilla of evidence, to suggest that he is a victim.
Like, real shit. I would assume that if he had been a victim, there'd be like evidence of like a scuffle or something. And Homeboy would have like went fisticuffs for his wife if it was that. I mean, it's not like nothing. Maserati gone, and hers seems to be the only blood that's around.
Gene Casares is out in the field. Gene, hasn't he been spotted in the Maserati?
You know, there have been a lot of sightings of a Maserati in and around Illinois because that is the state that all of this happened in. No sightings of him, however, but speculation is he could have abandoned the car at this point.
We are waiting and standing by to find out if police have made a positive ID.
Oh, yeah. If they found the car rolling around, he ain't no victim of shit.
And if they are going to be able to find the boyfriend, to find the new groom. Back to you, Rockwell.
Well, Nancy, aren't we being precipitous if we're making him a suspect already?
It's official. You suck.
Again, I don't want to say nothing. I won't say nothing bad normally, but like, this chick is just looking, she's cooking a fairy tale, straight up. Like, how the hell is he a victim? They see his car. Does this bitch believe that somebody would kill her and then wait to kill him? I don't know about you, but I figure anybody would be killing two people would just get it over with. You know, dump the bodies in the same place, and one of those places wouldn't be the fucking girl's apartment.
Just because he's the closest one to her doesn't mean he's guilty. So I say we wait to find out where he is.
Repeat to the New York control room. Please put up the lawyers. Thank you. All right, Renee, just answer as simply as possible in light of the fact that you are a lawyer and do have a JD. All right, Renee, who was the last person seen with her alive?
If it's him, it does not mean, Nancy, that he killed her.
Just answer the damn question.
Exactly. Thank you. Why is this bitch dancing around it, man? Fucking, this ain't America's Got Talent, bitch. Answer the question.
Can you just answer? It was the groom. What was she wearing at the time of her murder, Renee?
Her wedding dress does not mean that he's
and
not.
And who was she last seen with while wearing her wedding dress?
The groom.
And who also has access to her apartment beside her where she was found dead?
The groom, but that does not mean that he's not also a victim.
And that's actually another good point. Like, if this dude didn't do it, if there was like even a chance, there'd be forced entry, right? You know, the door would be busted or whatever. I ain't heard shit about forced entry yet.
Would you please shut the hell up?
Real shit.
Sherman, who hasn't been found at this hour?
Objection! You're harassing the guest lawyer, by the way.
The groom.
I got to defend Renee. You know, just because he's not around, just because he's got a fancy car and he's got a crappy record, that doesn't necessarily mean he is the killer. He may be part of a victim. He may be a victim in another plot.
Okay. These people are talking shit just to create conflict for this show. There's no fucking way.
Well, we know.
Get the fuck out of here.
Real shit.
Let me just put your feet to the fire. No, I never thought her husband did it. I never thought her husband did it because he had an alibi and because he was doing everything right, looking for her, cooperating with police, going on searches himself.
But we were castigating him for not taking the lie detector test on that was televised. It's not always as it seems.
Can we get back to this case?
These motherfuckers, man.
What is the fabricated scenario in which the groom is somehow a crime victim?
Well, we don't know. That's what Renee was the point she was making.
That's what Renee was making up.
All we know is the woman is dead and the guy is not around. That may mean that he killed her, but it doesn't necessarily mean that.
All right, out to you, Kelly Sandin, former prosecutor. What do you know?
As a prosecutor, I know this looks really bad for him. The fact that he's on the run, the fact that neighbors didn't hear a sign of a struggle, you're exactly right. He's the last one to see her alive. They have a turbulent past. He's hit her in the past.
What did I tell you? What the fuck did I tell you? It's never just one issue. Ladies, whoever's looking at this needs to understand it's never just the one issue. It's always something that leads to it. Right? So this dude's hit her in the past. Now, first off, why the fuck did she marry him with that? Ladies, don't fucking marry nobody that hits you. And men, the same goddamn advice. That's not gonna be a good relationship. I mean, hopefully it doesn't end this goddamn quickly, but fuck me.
On the run, Nancy. So I'm not buying these fabricated theories that he's a victim. I think that he is the #1 suspect for a reason. They're going after him. We heard about sightings. Why isn't he around? Why is he saying, help bring my wife's killer to justice? It's not happening because he's somehow involved, and I don't see him as a victim here.
Okay, Renee, I want you to think back a couple of years. Do you remember when, think hard, rack your brain, Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman were found dead in the front yard with their heads nearly chopped off? Who went on the run in a low-speed chase in a white Bronco?
And who got acquitted?
For fouling.
Everybody knows that the OJ trial was some bullshit, the result of bad prosecution, an outwardly racist cop, and apparently some racist jurors. Yeah, that was a miscarriage of justice, and he was also found legally liable in a civil case afterward. And Goldman's father hounded that son of a bitch until he died. Till OJ died, I mean. The OJ... Who got acquitted? Get the fuck out of here, ho.
And who was guilty anyway? O.J. Simpson?
Oh, well, we don't have to talk about that. That case is over.
You need to shut up.
But, Nancy,
Exactly.
Another little mishap in Vegas. But at any rate, Nancy, it's still too early. I wasn't in the room. I don't know what happened. Sure, he's a likely suspect, but can we not execute him?
Shut your ass up.
Joining me right now is a longtime friend of the murdered bride. Jesus is with us.
Oh, I want to, I'd love to know what this friend thinks of that dumb bitch talk about, oh, maybe he's the victim. Fuck, get the fuck out of here.
Friend of the murdered bride. Jesus is with us. He does not want to be identified until the groom has been found. Jesus, are you with us?
Yes.
Jesus, how did she, this beautiful young interpreter in social work, how did she get hooked up with the groom?
I have no idea how her type of personality ends up with a person like him. He was very, I want to say, controlling, and she was very liberal.
When you say, Jesus, that he was controlling Arnoldo Jimenez, what makes you say he, Arnold, the groom, was controlling?
Well, I mean, he was very quiet. He had an anger in him always. He was very short-tempered. And, I mean, there's been cases between them two where he has beaten her. So, I mean, it was already things that were happening.
Did you just say he beat her?
Again, why would she marry him to fucking start with? I mean, I know she had a kid with the motherfucker, but I mean, yeah, maybe the kid wouldn't have had a father if she didn't, but now the kid doesn't have fucking nobody. Fuck. Y'all gotta think about this shit, man.
Yes.
Jesus, her neighbors describe her as quiet, sweet, reserved, a loving mother. They hardly ever heard her next door, above or below them. They always saw her with the child. She'd go to work, she'd come home and be with the child. That was her life, Jesus. Are we wrong?
No, you're right. Ever since I've known her, she's a great mother. She's always been. There's no doubt about that. And she always kept to herself. Only to friends she would, have fun and converse with everybody. But a great mother she always was.
I want to see the video surveillance again. For those of you just joining us, a young bride murdered in her designer wedding gown.
Okay, before we go on, I want to, I don't know if y'all noticed that distortion in the video. That is, I'm going to assume that's from the original CNN video. I'm on 720 right now, so I'm going to assume that's from the original CNN video. This being something of an older case. I imagine it was a standard definition.
Just hours after she walks down the aisle, literally, one of the last times many people saw her was walking down the aisle. You are seeing pictures right there, often known as Star, Estrella Carrera, leaving the reception festivities.
3 days after Estrella Carrera's murder on May 15th, Arnoldo Jimenez was charged with first-degree murder, and a state warrant was issued for his arrest. A federal warrant followed after he was charged with unlawful flight to avoid prosecution on May 17. Investigators began tracking Arnoldo and found that on May 12th he had used his cell phone in Chicago, then Southern Illinois. It was later used in Memphis, Tennessee, and then Arkansas. On May 13th, he had made calls from Houston and then in Hidalgo, Mexico.
On JVM Most Wanted, help us catch a wanted suspect. May 11th, 2012 should have been the happiest day of Estrella Carrera's life.
Real shit.
Wedding day. Wedding day. Estrella and her husband, Arnoldo Jimenez, spent the night celebrating in Chicago, but when Estrella was a no-show the next day to pick up her kids, her sister Jasmine called the cops. Cops found Estrella's body in her apartment bathtub.
That's fucked.
Still in her wedding dress, she'd been stabbed. Estrella's husband, Arnoldo Jimenez, is the prime suspect in the killing, and they believe that he may have fled.
The new husband.
So I want to go out to Jasmine Carrera, the sister of this murdered woman. Jasmine, I am so sorry for you and your family. What everybody says when they read about this case is, how do you go from celebrating a wedding to something like this, where the groom is basically being sought for the murder of the bride? What was their relationship like, Jasmine?
Turbulent at best.
So why did she marry him?
Thank you. Thank you for asking the question, host. Why did this crazy motherfucker get the chance to put a ring on it? If there was turbulence, there's no reason for this.
That's still a question we're still asking ourselves everything.
And now we're hearing that he may have fled to Mexico. Does he have ties down there?
Yes, he still has family members that still live there, so that's where we think that he is.
If you'd stand by for a moment, John Lieberman, HLN contributor, you brought us this story. Thank you. We want to help find the bad guy. What do you know?
This is a very catchable fugitive, James.
Right.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to that whole family. I mean, this should have never happened like that. The FBI believes and local police believe that this guy snapped in a rage after they got married. They got into a very vicious fight, and then he fled. What we know is this, and this is why I say he's catchable and we can help get justice for this family. This guy still owns property in Texas, according to the FBI.
Ooh, a reward of 10 racks. That is some big time incentive.
And he has relatives in North Carolina and still lots of ties to both of those areas, in addition to Mexico. It only takes one tip. It only takes one person to pick up the phone, do the right thing, and say they have seen this man. Kudos to the FBI for getting involved in this case as well.
Captain Joe Ford, what do you know about this suspect, and what are you doing to find him?
Well, first of all, Jane, thank you very much for having us on. We appreciate you getting the story back out to everybody's television so we could actually find this guy. I agree with John. He is definitely findable, and we can bring this to closure. We feel right now that he is with relatives down in Mexico in the state of Durango. We have good reason to believe he is still there, and that he is not concerned too much about apprehension. We do have feet on the ground there, and we're looking for tips. We're looking for people who see him. A lot of people from the Chicagoland area are from the little village of La Campana and Durango, Mexico, and they go back to visit their family. We're looking for them, if they see them, to let us know. Call the Burbank Police Department.
Also, September 2012, police made a drug arrest on Arnoldo's brother, Humberto. During the search of his property, police discovered Arnoldo's black Maserati in the garage. Blood was found inside the car, leading police to the conclusion that Arnoldo had killed Carrera in his car and dragged her body into the bathtub inside her apartment. Yep. Police believe Humberto drove him to Mexico in his car and left him there.
Take a hard look at this face. It's the face of alleged murderer and FBI 10 most wanted fugitive Arnoldo Jimenez.
Who is an asshole.
A reward of up to $100,000 is available for
Oof, now it's 100 racks.
information leading to the arrest of Jimenez, who is wanted for murdering his 26-year-old bride less than 24 hours after marrying her. After the wedding, Jimenez and his wife, Estrella Carrera, celebrated with family and friends into the early morning hours of May 12, 2012.
Okay, this is a morbid fucking question. But, like, does the marriage get annulled in this situation? Like, I'm gonna assume they bury her with her maiden name, right? There's no way she gets buried as Estrella Jimenez, right?
Case agent Steve Barnard says on the way home,
we believe Jimenez and his bride got into an argument in his black Maserati, where he then stabbed her multiple times.
When Estrella failed to pick up her children, then ages 2 and 8, as scheduled the next day, family asked police to check on her. Police found Estrella's body in the bathtub of her condominium in Burbank, Illinois, still wearing the silver sequin cocktail dress she had on during the reception festivities.
Through investigation, we learned Jimenez told a close friend that if questioned by police, tell them he fled to Mexico.
One more news clip.
More breaking news. A groom accused of murdering his bride in her wedding dress is added to the FBI's 10 most wanted list. In 2012, Arnoldo Jimenez disappeared after getting married at Chicago's City Hall. Less than 2 days later, his new wife, Estrella Carrera, was found stabbed to death in a bathtub of their Burbank, Illinois apartment. She was wearing the same dress she wore on her wedding night.
The crime that was committed, where Estrella Carrera was stabbed more than 18 times, to say the least, is absolutely heinous.
Yeah?
We will not stop looking for your Arnoldo Jimenez. Either turn yourself in, or this collaborative effort will continue.
We covered this story back in 2012. Cell phone pings showed Jimenez was headed south towards La Cadena, Mexico, where he had family. The FBI is offering a $100,000 reward for info leading to his capture.
The FBI believes he's still hiding in Durango, Mexico. Specifically in the area of Santiago Papasquiaro. He may also be hiding in Reynosa, Tamaulipas, Mexico. So he's still out. As I made this video in December 2022, Arnoldo Jimenez remains a fugitive. Hold on a second. Before we get to those words there, Drill, I need to do so real quick. Arnoldo Jimenez. Former fugitive. That's a good thing. Let's see here. Fox 32. More than a decade after he was accused of killing his wife on their wedding night, Arnoldo Jimenez has been returned to the United States from Mexico. Let me see if I can find a video on that shit. Here we are. Fox 32 has a video as well. That's great.
More than 14 years after a woman was found murdered, just hours after her wedding, the man accused of killing her is finally back in the United States.
The FBI says Arnoldo Jimenez has been returned to the U.S. after being arrested in Monterrey, Mexico earlier this year.
Awesome.
Authorities say Jimenez spent more than a decade on the run after allegedly killing his wife, 26-year-old Estrella Carrera, in 2012. Investigators say Carrera was found dead in the bathtub of her Burbank apartment less than 2 days after the couple's wedding. Authorities allege she was stabbed more than 18 times inside Jimenez's Maserati before her body was removed. When she was discovered, investigators say she was still wearing the dress from her wedding reception. Jimenez was charged with first-degree murder. The FBI says bringing him back to the U.S. marks a major step toward justice for Carrera's family. He is expected to face that murder charge here in Cook County, and he is due back in court on Monday. He's currently being held without bond.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's never gonna see the outside again. Between killing the poor girl and running off for a goddamn decade. Oh shit, this only happened last month. Damn. Anyway, let's get back to drill, shall we? Steve Wilkos has some choice words for you before this video ends.
You will be in jail somewhere, prison, and you're going to turn on the TV, and I'll be there.
Rest in peace, Estrella Carrera. Real shit, man. She did not deserve what happened to her. And ladies, as I've said several times, man, be careful. Be careful who you marry, because it can't be worth this. You feel me? It cannot be worth this. All right, y'all. Let me know what you think in the comments. And as always, God bless you.